Hi everybody, it's Cindy and I'm back to do another update. It is Monday. I hope everybody had an awesome stitching weekend, and if you celebrate Easter, I hope you had an awesome Easter. The weather here in Tennessee was absolutely amazing. It had a nice breeze, it was warm, it was sunny. It was an amazing day, and I hope everybody else had a great day. It's raining today, but that's okay. Yesterday was such a special day. I do want to thank everybody for viewing my videos and subscribing, giving a thumbs up, leaving a comment. I know there's so many floss tubers out there now, and it seems like there's more and more every day. There really is so much talent out there, and I really just want to thank you for taking your time to watch my videos, and I hope you get something from my videos, whether it's inspiration or an idea or a product that you didn't know about. In this video, at the end, I'm going to attach a video of my craft room and some of the things I use, and it's actually in this room I'm sitting in right now. So that'll be fun, and I think you'll be surprised at some of the things I have. I'm going to start today. I do have, of course, some finishes. Now, the first thing I'm going to start with, I do want to say hello to Arlene Cohen. That is her channel handle right now. I did look it up again. She's a new floss tuber. Her work is absolutely amazing. I mean, she doesn't just do cross stitch, she does other stitching, and if you haven't seen her videos, you really have to go take a look. She is talented beyond. It's just amazing the work she did, and I'm not going to tell you the story. You have to watch her first video. She has an amazing story of how she got started. And the reason why I'm bringing that up is a couple of days ago, I did buy, excuse me, a pack of old cross-stitching magazines. I only paid $1 a piece, and I got a whole bunch of them, and I was thumbing through all of them, and there'll definitely be some that I give away in the future, but that's another video for another time because I got duplicates, and I was looking for one special pattern, but I didn't find it. But I do want to say this magazine is from January, February '86, and this is Cross Stitch and Country Crafts, the magazine. And the piece in this magazine is called Tea Party, and this little doll, this little baby girl, it had to have been a big design. There was a companion piece to this. There was a little boy, but Arlene has a story about this, and when I got the magazine, I actually knew something. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's what Arlene was talking about. It's so funny when you can connect that way with something, but this must have been really big back then, because in the November, December '88 issue, and this is Cross Stitch and Country Crafts here. They had that, there was a little insert in the middle about like this baby girl, like I guess they used her for advertisements and stuff, and I thought Arlene would get a kick out of that. So, hi Arlene. I hope you're doing well. And I wanted to share that with people. Now, if somebody wants to do, it's called Tea Party. If somebody wants to do that, girl, I actually got 2 of these in the stack I bought. So if you want that, leave a comment. You know, I'll be happy to pass it along to someone. I don't need to. And the next thing I'm going to bring up is, if you have not visited Mary Rose at Stitch Bliss Corner, she had a video about chatelaines, and she taught us about them. I didn't know what they were prior to that, and this magazine is from May to June 1985, and it's called Just Cross Stitch. And they had a whole article on antique stitching and sewing needles, and they had chatelaines in there. I'm like, oh my gosh, I know what they are. I never knew what they were before, but this is the front of the magazine. And inside, oh my gosh, I was just so floored. You could see all the chatelaines here. And, you know, they had bird holders, and down over here are wooden needle holders. These are pin cushions. I was like, oh my gosh, look at those. They had some amazing pieces back then. I think sometimes nicer than what we have right now, but they had a whole great article on these wooden boxes, and they had disc pin cushions in silver, brass, and bone. They were very popular items, and it was a big article. And if you could see this box, I don't know if I could get a good picture of it, but this had, oh my gosh, it's a sewing box. It's a rosewood fitted wood box, and it contains a lift out with blue silk loin compartments, mother of pearl. I'm like, what? Look at this box. I want one of those. We all want everything. But how pretty is that? So I wanted to share that, and Mary Rose, you'll get a kick out of that. And that's all I'm going to show you with books and magazines today. But I wanted to share that because when I got those and I actually knew what things were and patterns, and you do learn so much from other people's videos. There is no question. I don't care who you watch. You might see something you never saw before. I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't know about that. But I'm going to get on to the finishes that I have. I did 3 cross-stitch ornaments, and these ornaments were very fun to stitch. Now, the first one, I took my notes, so I have my notes. I'm actually keeping a diary of it now because it just makes it much easier for me when I go to do a video. The first piece is called Gabriel's Star. It's by Lottie Da, and it's from the Just Cross Stitch 2008 ornament issue on page 66. Now, I did this on 35 count black linen, and it's Weeks Dye Works linen. Now, they did it in a different color, but I did the black, and look at that. This was a challenge. You would think it's so simple, right? Yeah. This one was a challenge for me because I don't stitch on black that often, so that alone is a challenge, and it was 35 count. But to cut this out on the pattern they gave, that was a challenge. That was hard. And the back, I actually just used, on the back I used, you know what you use for when you scrapbook? I just used the scrapbook paper, and I matched it up with the green on the back. To cut another one of these out and match it up exactly on the back to make, oh no. I had challenged just doing this one. I absolutely love the finish, and I'm glad I didn't, but I won't be doing one like this for a little bit because that was really a challenge for me. I don't know why. The black linen, cutting it and getting it to fit just right, that was a challenge, but it's all about challenging ourselves and growing and stepping outside the comfort zone. Now, the next piece I did is from the Just Cross Stitch 2016 ornament issue. It's called Christmas in Ohio, page 58. And this is by The Work Basket. And I couldn't help but thinking of Buckeye, Buckeye Stitcher, and Elizabeth. You guys are in Ohio. And Buckeye, look at the cardinals. I know you like cardinals. Look at how pretty that is. Now this was done with the water lily Karen threads. It is so pretty. If you've never worked with those threads, I know they're a little bit more money, but the colors. What attracted me to the piece, of course, was the blues and green. I'm a blue person, and blues, aquas, that's just me. I gravitate towards it. But I love the cardinals and my bird feeder. I have a couple of cardinals that come to my feeder every day, and this is just a beautiful piece. And the back I did with the red. Now how I did this is, you could see I have the fabric from the back, so I just tore, you know, did the edges where you just tear off until you get the little fuzzy on the edge. And then I added ribbon to go over that. So it just gives it two-dimensional holder, and then I added, of course, that little bow. So that is my second finish. And this is a little bit bigger than I thought. Now they had finished it with, you know, they cut it out, and I'm like, oh, we have to do in that first piece. I'm not cutting anything out. I wanted something simple for the second piece to finish. And I do love the colors. This fabric on the bottom just matches in with the colors here perfectly. So that's just another pretty ornament. And the last piece that I did is from Just Cross Stitch Ornament issue 2006. So this one went back a little while. It's by Little House Needleworks, and it's called Pear Tree. Now I have done this piece before, and I loved this piece, so I really wanted to replace that piece. I really missed it. It's page 72. Now I changed the colors a little bit. I changed the border to a cranberry color, and I stitched it on 28 count Willow Laguna with crescent colors, hand dye floss. I really enjoyed this piece, and I did add the petite treasure braid in here. So of course I change things, I always do. But now the petite treasure braid, it's going to be hard to get this, but you could see the sparkles go up here, and it's all in gold. And I do got the little heart pins on the side. I wanted a little bit different there. And then the back fabric absolutely matches the Pear Tree just perfectly. It was a really, this was a fun piece to stitch. I love the golds, and it's just a very pretty color. Now the thread that made that was Joshua Tree, so I thought that was worth the extra threads. Now on the last piece, I'm sorry, on Just Cross Stitch Ohio, I did that on 35 count white linen by Northern Cross from Belgium. And those are all the notes on the three pieces that I did make the last couple weeks. Now I haven't been stitching as much. I've been working extremely hard in my garden. And I am so grateful and thankful that I'm able to work on my garden a lot more. Last year I could only work for about an hour at a time without getting exhausted. And, you know, I'm still recovering and healing. And I actually unloaded 2 trailers of soil and compost. And I did that myself in one day, 2 trailer loads. So I'm so thankful that I could do that. And I moved a ton of bricks by myself, pavers. I mean, I did a lot of work myself, and I am so grateful to be able to do that hard labor again. And the work will pay off. That I'll have that once it's done. It'll be there for a long time. And one of the beds I have already planted with all my lettuces. I have 5 different lettuces growing: arugula, kale, Swiss chard, and the arugula is already growing up. 7 outside. Arugula grows so easy. It's amazing. Arugula is super easy. It's already sprouting and growing, and I have one of my other beds ready to go, and I'm just waiting because we're getting rain this week, so I'm going to wait for that. The 3 other beds, I'm waiting for more soil to come. My brother-in-law actually bought me the whole load of bricks, and I'll share some pictures at the end of that. And you know, I need more soil to fill my beds. I do a raised bed garden, and that's what I prefer to do because the soil here is clay soil, so I like the raised beds, and it's easy to take care of. And the flowers, all the roses, all the rose bushes have buds on them, and one of them is already blooming, and I'll share a couple pictures at that. I know I'm just a big garden person. As much as I love stitching too, I love my garden just as much. So I'm going to share that with you. Now, like I said, I'm going to attach a video of my stitching craft room and some of the things I use, a stitching box at the end of this video. I do want to end with saying I hope everybody has an awesome stitching week. I do have an upcoming trip with my son this Thursday. We're going to San Diego. It's a work trip, and I usually get a work trip almost every year. I do sales, so I usually earn a trip, and he always, Mom, I'm coming with you, you know. I didn't even ask him. He's like, I'm coming. And then my youngest daughter's like, he went last year. I'm like, oh boy. So next year will be her turn, but we're excited to go on that trip. I do know there's a lot of prayer warriors out there. Please pray. My left ear is really still messed up, and getting on a plane I definitely have a little bit of stress about that and how it'll affect me. So just send out some prayers for, you know, a safe flight and a happy trip. I'm not scared of flying. I've taken 3 kids to Hawaii by myself. So, and as teenagers, I don't know, what was I thinking, but it was a great trip. I don't have stress about flying. I can't control that. That doesn't bother me. It's my left ear. And just say a prayer for me. I know there's some prayer warriors out there, and I'll appreciate any prayers that come my way. It's just a 4-day trip, and we both never been to San Diego. I've been to California a couple times, but never there. Right on the beach. I love the ocean, so I'm excited about that. So I'm going to end by saying happy stitching, everyone. If you're a new viewer to my videos, welcome and thank you for stopping by. And I'm going to attach the videos now of the craft room and what's going on with the garden. And I hope everybody has a blessed week. Until we meet again, happy stitching, everyone. Okay, I'm going to take you on a tour of the craft room. Now this is a spare bedroom off of the master bedroom. And I'll show you how I have it set up. Now, down in this 2 bins right here is where I keep my linen. This is the desk area. You see you have my cutting mat, my cutter, and here I have a couple of magazine holders that I did get at Staples. And I think they were $21.99 each or $22.99 each. But what I love about these is it is 4 tiers. And when I walk into the room, it's like, oh yeah, you know, I want to do those projects. So it always reminds me, you know, all right, these are, you can see I have all my sticky notes. Like I want to do tons of things. Over here in between, and I keep my cross stitch books, and these are a couple pieces that I do want to work on soon, so I have them out so I remember. And my patterns I keep in this bin, and you know, I have them in, you know, designer order. These are all Country Cottage needleworks. Then I have Little House needleworks. All of this is Lizzie Kate. I think I have like 200 Lizzie Kate patterns, and then a couple of miscellaneous. You know, you have my Mill Hill butterfly I want to do, and just, you know, things that I really do want to work on. This is my sewing machine, and it's a Janome. It's a smaller sewing machine, not a full size. I absolutely adore this sewing machine. And if you want to know what it is, it's a Gem Platinum 760. And I even, you know, I've done so much on this sewing machine, and I really do like it. Over in this corner, you know, I just have all my stuffing in a small corner. My big project is in that bag in the Q-snap, so I'm not going to take that out. Here I have some trims and ribbons and stuff hanging. I do like to see ribbons hanging there. In these bins, you can see in these 3 bins here, I have all kinds of ribbons and trimmings. This bin here is all Prairie Schooler patterns. And in this bin, I keep all my ribbons. It's clear up top. I could see all the colors. And I really do like storing the ribbons that way. Now over here, this is where I store my floss, my fabric, and I'll bring you in a little bit closer so we could see that. Now these are the storage bins that I was showing where I store all my fabric for my projects. I could see clearly right through it. I could just go in and pick out the fabric I want to use for a project. And this, I'll bring it in close, you could see it's a Art Bin Super Satchel Double Deep. These are the bins where I store all of my floss, and you could see I have them numbered 1 through 32, and it just goes all the way down. They're all in number order. I could easily just go in and pick the colors I need for a project. And I'll get in close for that. That is the bins that I use for that. This is a drawer bin for the specialty threads. You could see I have them all clearly marked. You know, with my brother P-Touch there. You could see. And when you open it up, that's how I store them in the bins. I put them on a ring, and these are all in name order for all of the companies. Now my biggest one, I was surprised at how many Weeks Dye Works I have, but I definitely have the most of those. And then Classic Colorworks, and then in the front here I just have my water lilies. I don't have a whole lot of those, but they're so pretty. Over here, I just keep my black, white, and ecru in that drawer. And then like shape templates and charm pack fabric, and I put that in their own because the charm packs I feel fit best in this, and I could just easily go in and look at those. Down here, my kitted projects ready to grow. I have a whole bunch already kitted up. I could just pull it out and start stitching that. Now a lot of people have asked how come I don't bob in my threads. I don't bob in my threads because I cannot stand when you take it off of the bobbin that the thread is all crinkled, and that just drives me nuts. I like, when I go to use my threads, I like them having them in as pristine condition as I can. Now I'm working on a bigger project right now, and this is the Mirabilia Tree of Hope. And how I do the project is I just get a cookie rack. It's metal, so all of my needle holders are on there, all in number order. Over here I got the water lilies, and in this bag I have all of the things I need to finish off the piece, all my beads and things like that. Now this over here is how when I work on a bigger project, what I do is I use this needle organizer, and you just put all the symbols, and you can see I have different needles and different colors, so when I need it I could just go pull it out, and I found that very helpful with a bigger project. But that's how I organize my bigger projects. I just find the cookie tray works so good. I could bring it with me wherever I go, whatever room I want to work in. I don't sit and stitch in the same place all the time. So maybe that'll give somebody an idea, because it is metal in it. I have my seam ripper, I got, my needle minders on there, and to me it just keeps the project very organized for me. I try and keep my room as neat and as organized as I can. I did actually straighten it up today. When I finish a project, it looks like a tornado goes through the room, like everything's all over the place. And sometimes when I'm done with the project, I don't put my threads away right away. So I do try and keep it organized, and I just keep it very simple and clean and organized, so when I need something, I could just go in and get what I need. I have everything, you know, clearly marked on where it is, so that really helps me because I lose things all the time. The next thing I'm going to show you is my needle box. Give me one moment. Okay, now this is my sewing box. I had been looking for a long time in antique stores and things like that to find a sewing box. Now, I did end up finding this on eBay, and this piece cost less than $100. It was very reasonably priced. I think it was if I remember correctly, it was about $76, including shipping. The piece itself I only paid like $35 for, but the shipping was $30-something. So this is an awesome piece, and I'm gonna show you that you can easily just go in and pick it up and bring it with you. It's a solid wood piece, but it's not extremely heavy. Now, you open it up on both sides. Both sides open up. Now, you could see this is the symbol. This is a product of Norway. And you could see the name of the company. It's Stroman Bruckhammer. I don't know if I said that properly, but this is an awesome piece, and it's very well made. I'm going to open it up. And then I'm going to open up the other side. This really holds a lot of stuff in this. Now, if you look at it overhead, you can see how far that opens, and it measures 19.5 inches across, and then 10.25 inches down. Now, in here you could see I keep, you know, my needle minders, my needle tin, my pins, my clear transparent thread. This has all of my treasure braids right in here. I could just go in and easily find those. Down in the next bin, I have buttons, and I have all of my rhinestones, or Swarovski rhinestones and crystals in here, and finishings for my pieces. Now, in the bottom, I have all of my charms, and I have buttons. Let's see, there's a lot of storage in there. Here is my fluffy fleece to finish my, you know, lamb pieces. You know, I have my needles and a needle book and another needle book here. And over here I have all of my beads, another needle minder box. This is a measuring tape. And this is some things that somebody made me. This is a cutter. And I have lens cleaning glasses right there just in case I'm in a hurry and I need it. Now, this is a beautiful piece, guys, and I'll tell you, in the antique stores I couldn't find anything, and nothing under $100, that's for sure. Nothing as nice as this piece. So check eBay. I mean, it's, you know, you could find anything on eBay, and I thought it would be really expensive on eBay, but after scouring all of antique stores and things like that, I could just not find anything like this, and this is a really quality made piece. I'm going to show you one more thing. Now, the last thing I'm going to show you, this is a small movable metal table. I paid $10 for it, and I got it at a secondhand shop. It folds up and closes, and I could bring this where any room I want. And what I love about it, it's metal, so my needle minders go on there. I could put my needles there. I could keep whatever DMC floss or anything I'm using on my project there. As you can see, I'm working on a project now, so I have all my floss there. Now, this is my metal stand. Love it. Love this metal stand. You can see I'm working on a project. I got all my magnets. You know, it helps me line up where I'm working. You know, I got my needle minders and more magnets to, you know, do it in a square and really make it very simple for me. Now this piece, this metal stand, I had a hard time finding one, and I found this at Nordic Needle online, and they have different colors. Now I have a much smaller one that I'll show you that I was using, but I really love the big one, and it just helps stitching and makes it so easy when I stitch. But I'll show you the small one that I got. Now this was my small metal stand, but it was really hard. The pattern pretty much took up everything, and I had a couple needle minders, and the other piece just works much better for me. And I hope that gives people some ideas of what would help them for organizing and storage. And, you know, everybody has a different, you know, style of what they do. Now, this sewing box, I keep this between, you know, next to my chair in my living room. But it's between my office, and I'm always in and out of the room, so I don't keep it in my craft room because I'm out here more than I'm anything, because I work right in the next room. So I hope that helps people and gives them some ideas on storage and organizing. This is what works for me, and I know there's millions of different ways that you could store and organize things. That is what works for me, and I hope that helps some people. And thank you so much for watching. I hope everybody's having a great stitching day.